So welcome to the DNN Awareness Group meeting for February. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Let's see here. So we're going to have a small crew this month, and that's almost certainly my fault. So this is who we got showing up today. We're going to make this a little bit more informal considering the people that we have on the call today and some of the subject matter that I know we have. So our primary individual goals is everybody to participate in at least one of our actual goals as a group and as a community, and to do at least 2 things a month. So if you think about, the number of days we have in a month, 2 things a month is not too big of an ask. And generating a snowball effect, helping other people know that they can do the same thing. So that way we can get more and more participation across the board. And then, of course, keeping in constant contact. All right, so our different areas of focus, we got our community dashboard, speaker program, use group program, increased social activity, blogs, generating videos, generating training courses, curriculum, making sure there's new and updated extensions out there. .com and .org decided to have a feeling that's what most of our meeting is going to be about today, and then theme creation. All right. So community dashboard, Mr. J, last time I talked to you is you had the module working locally but may not work at a public website.
Yeah, I haven't made any progress on that since the last time we talked. That's one of the to-do lists on the new Trello board is to set up that page. So once I'll take ownership of that task and complete that task once we get to that point. That's where it's going to live anyway.
Can somebody post a link to the Trello board, please, into the chat? We'll put it into the slide deck. Oh, David. Somebody need to pick that up. All right. Oh, Trello's a little bit prettier than the last time I saw it. All right. Since we're looking at, wait, I guess I need to do a login. But that's good to know it's public. Shoot, I don't know the login. All right, I'll do that later. So everybody can at least be able to look at this and maybe even decide whether or not they want to participate. All right, Jay, do you want to walk us through this real quick?
Sure. So basically what I did, I just kind of put in some tasks here, some stuff that's already done, like creating the domain and then installing DNN, installing the theme, just to get some stuff on the board, defining a page hierarchy. So I've kind of got the skeleton framework out there, and then the remainder of the tasks on the things to do is just all the pages for the website, and also create a style guide, which I'm going to ask David to help me on. But so once we have all the pages defined, and this again, this is not the definitive list of pages that we need to have. This is just a starting point. So if there's any other pages that you guys think we need, feel free to add them in here. But once we have the pages defined, then we can start asking people to take ownership of these pages and kind of champion the effort for building out those pages. And there's custom functionality that needs to be developed or content that needs to come from other sources, whatever. They'll be the ones that are responsible for getting that.
Yeah. So basically, a lot of the pages, looks like they're all in the things to do column at the moment. Mm-hmm. Okay. The only thing that I see immediately about the columns is we might want to have a column for blocks or waiting tasks. So tasks that where we can't we can't. Uh-oh, it says my connection's down. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay, it says it's reconnecting. All right. Anyhow, yeah. So a column for blocked or waiting. So if there's something like that we were working on, but now we ran into like some sort of roadblock, and we have to wait for some third party or something to help us. We know that that particular item is not in progress, but it's blocked. Does it make sense? Oh, there it goes. Awesome. Cool. I like it. This looks good. Anybody else have any feedback on the? Wait, where's the dashboard? Is that going to be as part of like another task in here?
So that's on 5.1, community dashboard.
Oh, I see.
I don't think so, do. Yeah, I'll put my that one.
Okay. So it's been a while since I used Trello. When I look at this, is it possible to add a child task to this, or is that why you got the number system in here?
I didn't see a way to do it that way. I was just labeling them.
Okay.
The numbers with them, but yeah, maybe there is. I'm not super familiar with Trello either.
Yeah, because the only reason I ask is the dashboard feature. While you've probably gotten it at least 90% done, it sounded like last time. It probably is a big enough task that it may merit having its own task inside of this, if that is a feature.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these actually could. I mean, I'm summarizing a lot of stuff here, and I fully expect that some of these things are going to be much bigger.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to require a whole project plan around them. So.
All right, cool.
So Jay, I saw that you had the create style guide and associated me with that, and put it due on the 13th. It's the 14th. I'm sorry, I didn't know, but I did just post the brand guidelines from DNN Corp on this. Might be a good starting point.
Yeah, that due date, I just made that up, so don't feel bound by that. It just has to be done before anybody starts picking up the tasks, really. So people, when they start building out the pages, they have a framework to work within, so it's not a big deal.
Ping me up if you need any vector logos. I have a folder with all of them.
Logos of what?
DNN and the badges and all the DNN branding logos and SVG. I have a folder with all of them.
That'd be great. Maybe put that on the Slack channel on the files section.
Yep.
I think it's funny that in the brand guidelines, considering the day of the month, the day of the year, rather, you're not allowed to do this Happy Valentine's Day, but it's kind of funny that a designer actually made it to show you that you're not allowed to make it.
That's great.
Oh. Okay, yeah. How dare you be late, David, with this task?
I'm gonna change that.
I'm going to withhold my comments about this.
I truly. All right, good stuff, Jay. So this has a task. Oh, actually, we can link to that, can't we? It's community dashboard. Yep, it is right there. All right. All right, cool. Awesome. Community dashboard. So we're going to transition right into the .com and .org site. Let's see here. So Jay is still the champion on this one, and we kind of already overlapped into that a little bit. Is there anything you want to say in regards to this, Jay?
No, I mean, I think the biggest thing that I'd like to see is, next week when we're at Summit, is to really talk about this and get the word out and get the word out to the community that we're looking for help. and looking for people to show an initiative in terms of things that they are passionate about, specific things that they're passionate about. I know there's a lot of different people that have already developed resources, whether it's a wiki or technical resources, videos, whatever. Just say, hey, we're looking to try and consolidate all this into one place, and this is where all this stuff can live. And if you've already got these resources out there, you can be the champion for this section of the website and try and get their buy-in for that.
Stop on.
I'm not sure what David putting together a style guide. I got volunteered for that.
It looks like you're doing it. Look at this.
I assigned him that. He didn't volunteer. I assigned that to him since it's his team.
That's funny. Okay. Poor David. No, I'll just keep my comments to myself now. All right. So at this point in review, this is in review, the page hierarchy. So we'll go through this next week with the DNN Summit. Now, Jay, one of the things that we won't be able to do is to talk to, all of the stakeholders at this one event. Obviously not everybody's going to be there. People like, Peter and Dunker and whatnot are not going to be in attendance. Do you think it's a good idea to create a survey to send out, like either during or after the conference, to get some additional feedback?
Yeah, I'm open to whatever types of feedback we can get. So if you want to do that by survey or conference call, whatever, yeah, absolutely, let's do it.
Yeah, I have well, survey would be better, but I have a SurveyMonkey account, so if we have somebody to help generate the questions that we want to ask in the way that we want to ask them, I can put that together and share with the group.
Okay.
All right. So we can see where the DNNsoftware.org site is right now. Everything's kind of in flux and in the early stages of being started. If we were to look at the website, we can see that there are pages defined on it. They're private though, so you'll have to be somebody who's participating with the building of the website in order to see them. So we got, basically this should mirror the Trello board in some way.
Yeah, it's a same pages that are in Trello are here.
Yeah, and you have a question too in the Slack channel asking about who's the person to talk to about porting different parts of the .com site to the .org site. That's not always an easy question to answer, but generally our first person to ask, because that will require technical resources, is Ash, but I would never ask him without also including Clint. So those are the people that we talk to in order for that information. But I would say we need to get as much of the work. Well, yeah, actually, no. What I was about to say is actually going to contradict what I actually think. Yeah. So, the request needs to be made sooner rather than later because it's going to take that long in order for somebody to just do something.
Yeah, and I guess what my thought there was is that when somebody takes ownership of, let's say they take ownership of the wiki page, well, we've already got a DNN wiki on the .com site, so now it'd be that person's responsibility to figure out how to get that content over to the .org site, and whether that's through Clint or Ash or whoever.
That's a lot more complicated than that actually, because the .com site's using Evoke, and so it's using the Evoke wiki. And so the data is going to need to be ported over into a different wiki module because I don't think we want to use Evoke on a community site. we'll probably want to use as much as possible open source extensions that are available, and some of them may even need to be built.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's information I didn't even know. So whoever takes ownership of that task, that's their job to figure out how to make that happen. Whether it's moving the content manually or porting it or to whatever, figure out how to do it.
Before building something new or going to use a third-party extension, if anything is lacking, we can improve one of the core modules to handle it. Let me know, and I'll give it that priority.
I've got a question. Are we even going to consider utilizing a commercial module on this site? I know some people have opinions about that, so it's like, are we stating that or not stating that, or because I think that's one thing that might need to be very clear from the beginning, whether we are or are not going to
expand on that. To expand on that, this is Jeremy. I mean, it doesn't even have to be commercial. There's some really, like for the wiki, there's some really good projects out there that could be deployed. Someone would have to figure out how to move the existing wiki information over. That sounds hard, but also it brings up the subject. Does that mean if we're going to have a separate, hopefully .NET of some kind application installed, does that mean we're also doing subdomains or at least subfolder virtual directory applications or something like that? Or did I just get way too complicated too fast?
I think that was a more generic philosophical question of, you know,
I'll start with David's. I think we need to, as much as possible, avoid commercial extensions as much as we can. The moment we start letting in one, then the rest are like, we're just going to run into this political issue, because, you know, it's going to be this, you know, favoritism type thing, and that's something that's not a game we want to play. You know, so if something exists in the ecosystem, we should not have a commercial extension in use as an active module on the website, whether it's donated or otherwise. Yes, that's correct. Now, and you know, there's even more reasons, but that's the number one reason. We don't want to show favoritism and then, you know, have people love and hate the site or the people involved with the site because of, you know, just a silly decision, right? And beyond that, to get to Jeremy's question, I'm not personally opposed to third-party or third-party tools that are outside of our ecosystem. But I think we would have to take that on a case-by-case basis, because, you know, there's going to be pros and cons to them no matter which one they are and no matter what feature they have that we're trying to take advantage of. So we'll have to take that on a case-by-case basis. But the number one thing is, if we're ever going to suggest that to the group, it really needs to be something that has some sort of open source licensing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we want to be showing any kind of favoritism to a particular vendor.
Yeah, and it might be, you know, so the way that started on the .com site, that was pretty much the same mandate. It was all core modules, and then it became core modules and open source modules, and it wasn't until they ran into bandwidth issues that the first commercial module was ever put onto the .com site, but for the same reasons. And another reason for that too is if we have a commercial module on the site and we need to do something with it, whether it's a bug fix or a feature that we need, we are beholden to the commercial vendor as to whether or not it ever happens and whether or not it's done the way we want, the timeline of it. Instead of, you know, maybe Daniel has 5 hours next week and he just knocks it out in 2, and then we get to like, okay, cool, we have it, right? You know, commercial extensions in general are just, in my opinion, a bad idea for this type of project.
There's also one other topic there that's low-hanging fruit, though unlikely, is it possible at this point the wiki is not very important to evoke, and that we could start the process of moving it down to the platform or an independent module or open sourcing it or something?
I doubt. So with the conversations we've had with other features, I don't foresee us being able to port any features from there, we'll say.
Understood. That was the expected answer, but I always like covering all bases.
Misspelled your name?
Hey, do you guys know in Trello, do I have to do something specific to enable people to be able to edit these tasks or anything?
Say again now?
On Trello, do I have to do something specific to enable people to edit the tasks and claim ownership or any of these?
I have the ability, I think, just by what you did. So whatever you did, I think it worked.
Yeah, once they're added. So like right now, I can't because I haven't actually signed in. I'm just a generic person on here, visitor, anonymous. But once you're signed in and added, then you can. So anybody that has their face on here, these things called board members, they're not board members, they're members of the board. All of these people should be able to add comments and attachments and whatnot.
Okay, Jeremy's saying you can't do it.
Right.
Was he in that list?
I don't see him in the list. Jeremy, I think you may have to go through the
yeah, you have to actually join the board first, and because it's a public project or whatever they call these boards. You have to actually join it. Then you should be able to do it.
Okay. Well, I'm signed into my Trello account. I'm on the board, and I don't. Maybe I'm missing something really obvious. I don't see a way to join. Okay. I'll poke around and figure it out. I've never used Trello, so it's new to me. Let's get back to the meeting.
As a private message in Slack, why don't you just send Jeremy or Jay your email address, and then he'll like resend an invite.
Sounds good.
All right. External.
Actually, Jeremy, just click that link I just posted in the chat window, and you'll be able to get in there.
Thank you.
I don't know if we want to enable that link moving forward, but that is one way that it can be done without having to manually invite people.
No, that's great. I appreciate it. I will not share it.
Well, I mean, we may want to. I don't know. What do you think, Jay? It's one way to keep the overhead down a bit.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Avoid too many cooks.
Yeah, I mean, I see both sides of it. I mean, I think we need all the help we can get, and yet I also don't want to have to manage 100 people. So.
All right, I'm here to help with those types of things. So. All right. Anything else we need to discuss about .com and .org webs? Well, besides, thank you, Jay, for all the hard work you've done so far. That's been amazing. So really, really appreciate it. Anything else we need to discuss?
I just have a quick question. I mean, I don't know if this is now the right time to jump into some of the details, but on the extension library, I thought it was a great idea. But like, what is really the vision there to keep from having duplicate effort with the store, with other aggregated lists of this, like we have one on DNN Connect?
I have a vision for this, David. And I think you already know this, or at least you might remember. So the extension library, the way we used to do that was the Forge module. I have the source for the old Forge module, and so my intent is to revive the Forge.
Oh, fantastic! That answers the question.
Is that part of the update links that show up with the modules, or is that something else totally?
It used to be. I don't know if it still has any like hooks anymore. I haven't looked at the source of DNN, but it used to be. Yes.
Okay.
So does anybody see anything from the page structure that's glaringly missing that should be there, or that we don't want to do?
You're able to see all those in Trello, by the way. So please also go there to have any comments and concerns. And also in the awareness channel, the Slack. Extensions, forge it. All right. There's only 8 minutes left in the hour. So I want to try to do a kind of a flash, what do you call it? A flash round? A flash speed round? Speed round. Speed round of the rest of these. So anybody have anything notable to say about social activity increases, metrics? All right. Same thing for blogs. Boom. Same thing.
I've updated.
Oh, actually, I think
I catched up a little bit on blog posts about the core modules and the tag meetings that I was a bit late, so I catched up a little bit, and I'm gonna be doing a bit more today.
Awesome.
And Francisco said something about blog stuff in the Slack meetings channel. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Sorry, I'm not right there. We're there right now.
It says there's no, I don't know. I don't see it. There's something else in here about responsiveness for some other feature, but okay. All right. Videos and tutorials.
Oh, he said he's working on a couple of blog posts. Hopefully for next meeting, he'll be able to show an evolution of one of the core modules.
Oh, okay.
So my guess is those blogs are relevant to some evolution of a core module, which I think Daniel invited him to the core modules meeting as well to share.
Yeah, he mentioned the vendors and banners module to make it responsive.
All right. Oh, that's what that comment was. Okay, got it. Yeah, videos and tutorials. Going once.
I'm not ready to announce it yet, maybe for the next meeting, but I plan to start some YouTube live coding sessions where I would be doing my work but being recorded, and people can have questions and stuff, and I hope I'm gonna have time to start that by the next meeting.
I like how you're announcing that you're not ready to announce something.
Yeah, I'm ready to not announce it. I mean, I have all the intentions in the world to do it, but I'm lacking time. So I'm hoping to combine. Actually, recording it doesn't take time because it's stuff that I would be doing anyway. I just need to set up and everything.
All right. That sounds exciting. I look forward to that.
Yeah, we'll see if it's a success.
Everything's a success. You just got to put it out there. One of the I've been slacking, no pun intended, on doing videos myself. I haven't done them in just over a month, so I need to get back to it. But I've been pretty stacked with tasks between the New Year's and DNN Summit. So I can't wait till after DNN Summit because then I get more time back to myself. All right.
Hey, Will, I'm sorry, that was the wrong video link. That was wrong. The second one in there is correct.
Oh my God. I have to copy and paste twice. All right, new and updated extensions. Quick.
Okay, 2 Sexy had a bug fix release, 9.35. Active Directory, the DNN community module, also got an update about 8 days ago to version 7. Brian Dukes posted a whole bunch of new JavaScript library updates. Those are the ones I've noticed.
Yeah, he loves publishing that.
Hey, they help me from time to time.
Oh yeah, I'm not. That's not a criticism. It's just like especially when the Forge for was still out there and super active. Like I would go there almost every day, and I'd see all of a sudden like, wait a minute, there's 8 new JavaScript libraries. My goodness.
I know, it's very cool.
Well, I mean, the thing is that they're too easy to create and update. So, like I was surprised more people weren't trying to do it. All right. Anything else for new and updated extensions? Speed round.
You could probably mention that Security Analyzer is now officially archived.
Oh,
because it's in DNN. No, it's because it's been redone in DNN 9 as the admin experience something or other.
Yep.
Not a bad thing.
Oh, but I thought didn't you or somebody didn't somebody revive it to backport some of the functionality for lower versions of DNN?
No, the plan was to retire it because it doesn't handle 9, so you get a false impression of security. So it was updated to indicate that. So if you're using it to be secure, you need to be on DNN 9 basically, and you need to uninstall it because it's now built in. And that's the end of it because it's going to be hard to maintain 2 of them.
Yep. Understood. Okay. All right. Oh, go ahead.
So if you're running an old DNN 7 or 8, which some of us still might be, it is okay to install 8.1.5 and it will do what it's supposed to.
Yes, however, there are known issues. So you're never going to get a result that you're safe because you need to be on 9 to be safe.
All right. Thank you for that.
So you basically get that message, and it's not worth maintaining it because we know we need to be on 9 to be safe. So.
Yep, sounds good. That's what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there a checklist of things that I could present to a client that I'm having trouble convincing them to upgrade to 9? Like he's still dragging his feet. He's still on 7. And I'm like, dude, we need to get this upgraded. And
I have an informal checklist that I generate for clients. It's basically, it's not a comprehensive list because every client worries about something slightly different. So I end up writing that differently every time I talk to a client, but it's on my backlog. I have a blog post that I want to put out there that basically gives you all the reasons, from a business owner perspective or a website owner perspective, this is why you need to stay upgraded, right? Not the least of which is like I upgraded somebody recently from, it was version 6. And I upgrade websites regularly, and then the amount of effort and time to go from 6 to 9 was formidable. It was crazy. I was just like, dang, I didn't expect this to take as long as it did, but there was the longer you wait, the longer it takes, obviously. But it's just it ends up compounding in terms of time. And whereas if you were to keep updated on a regular basis, it's relatively painless.
Yeah.
So that'll be a point in that blog. Does anybody else have a resource for Jay?
Well, I mean, I was specifically talking about the security things because this particular website is very concerned about security, and that would be pretty compelling if I could say, look, you're not secure. You're still at 7.
Well, that's definitely one of the things that I harp on people with is security, because that's number one. Like, do you want to still own your website tomorrow, or do you want it to be, defaced or put up for ransomware or whatever? What do you want?
Yeah, and if you just go to the DNN website on the security section, you have the the known security issues there. So if you just
Oh, that thing is horrible. It's so horrible because you can't choose a version and then send that to somebody. You have to send them a link to the page, and then they have to go choose it themselves. Like that. Whoever put, well, actually, I shouldn't say that because I know who put it together. But it was not put together well in a way that helps us as much as it could or should.
Yeah, or a screenshot of it or something.
Yeah. Screenshots are not as powerful as a link to the quote unquote site. Yeah. Anyhow. Yeah. Moving on to curriculum. Going once, going twice because we're over time. Yeah, because none of those people are here. Same thing with training courses. I haven't seen Tracy announce that it's out there, so I'm assuming it's not. Themes. I'm guessing there's not going to be an update on themes because the champions again are not here.
And
what?
Which is a major upgrade. Everything's so clean now.
I hear 3.0 is going to be even cleaner.
All right. Speaker program. Need a champion again, so there's no updates. User group program. We'll get to that after DNN Summit. Oop. Nope. There we go. And monthly goals. We need to publish a bunch of blog articles, a bunch of YouTube videos. I'm late for a meeting. Let's see. Open forum. What do we got for open forum? Oh, for me, well, DNN Summit is next week. If you aren't already registered and you're going, make sure you're registered. If you're not going and you're not registered, register and go.
Did 9.3 get released last week?
Did what?
DNN 9.3, did it get released last week?
No, not yet. It's still RC.
No, we got RC2 coming out.
Yeah, there's one issue right now with Edge. I think it's the last one before we can actually do the release.
Okay.
Yeah, I think tentatively, we're looking at the first week of March for the release.
I was just looking at the roadmap on the .com site. It said February 4th. All right.
So we didn't get updated. The plan would be before Monday to get RC2, I think. I think it's going to be RC2. There's one known issue right now that we're having a little trouble with Edge, and then if everything is fine, that's going to be the release. And official release date was for the 4th.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think it was the 5th, right?
But also, it does say on those release dates, if you read, it does say that is pending a release candidate that survives 2 weeks without a major issue. So it is a rolling release date after that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And there were a few found, obviously. All right.
Yep.
Anything else for open forum? Anybody?
Yeah, I have a quick question, but do you have a closed forum or no?
Yeah, we'll do that after. Okay. Anybody else for something public?
One quick question. Who made that video that featured Bell Racing that I saw recently?
Don Gingold. You're going to need to talk to him.
Say that again?
Don Gingold. Send him a direct message in Slack.
Doing it. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Yeah. Unfortunately, I know why. All right. Anything else for open forum? All right. So we're going to close off the recording. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at DNN Summit, and we're going to stop now.